Hello everyone, welcome back to our videos. This is going to be Sofia first WTF Moments, Season 3, Episode 8, The Princess Ballet. I didn't know Sofia did ballet. And this is the first time we finally find out who Princess Kari is, or more about her, so roll the intro. I was a girl in the village doing alright. I became a princess overnight. Now I gotta figure out how to do it right. So much to learn and see. Up in the castle with my new family. In a school that's just for royalty. A whole enchanted world is waiting for me. It's gonna be my time to show them all that I'm Sofia the First. So this episode starts off with everybody in gardening class. And they got these singing sunflowers. La, la. I mean, you know, Desmond's great growing singing sunflowers. He grew a big one. And Kari's also growing sunflowers too. And then Zoe said, my bluebells are bouncing everywhere. And she caught them and they said, wow. And said that she's really good at that, you know, at catching the bluebells. And said, well, she's also the captain of the gymnastics teams and the astronomy club. And says, is there anything she can do? I mean, yeah, I'm sure something she can't do, or probably hasn't tried to do it yet, I'm sure. Maybe she's good at a lot of things, but not everything, I'm sure. So then, Flora says they're gonna have an arts night at Royal Prep, where their parents are gonna see all the artistic things they do. So, you know, she's saying, like, who wants to help decorate the hall? And it's James, Desmond, Vivian. Sounds fun to Flora, Vivian. And then, you know, tried out all the other, like, who wants to do some artwork. And the last one, then, will be presented by yours truly, Miss Elodie. Yeah, energy lady. I remember her from the parrot episode, Psychic Cleo, that's what it's called. Yeah, I remember her. So she goes, that she needs nimble dancers to perform ballet. And said, said Sofia and Amber, perfect. But this requires 3 ballets. Anybody else? And said, you should dance with Kari and Saf. Never tried ballet before. And for us, I'm surprised to hear that. Your mother was a prima ballerina when she was at Royal Prep. So she decides to do it. And said, Amber and I can teach a set of steps. We've taken ballet before. So she said that she's going to teach them, you know, the routine after lunch. So they go there, and she was saying that she's going to give some words of advice from her own teacher, Sergio Adagio. Said, in ballet, you dance with arms, not only with arms and legs, but with a joyful heart. That's good advice, actually. So she said they're going to start with the pirouette, the glissade, arabesque, and then the grand jeté. And so we go over all those moves. Don't worry, we'll learn bit by bit. First, we'll start with the pirouette. Sophia said, oh, that one's easy. Throw on your foot like this, and whoa! It falls down like that, but better. Yeah, I'm sure. And Kari repeatedly falls over and over, and even Miss Ellie tries to help her, and she falls. I mean, and then she said, you almost got that time. And said, my parents watch you almost do it. Said, look at my mom. Her form is perfect. So they have pictures of Sergio Adagio and her mom. So, yeah, see, it's lunchtime, and says, or it's recess, and said, oh, no, I want to continue doing so. I want to get this move perfect. And then she was there, her mom, and said, what's that? And said, oh, it's nothing. And said, but I think it's she said, I think it has my name on it. And said, an arts night will be performing a ballet. And said, oh, I can't wait to see you leap and spin just like I did. So I haven't got the hang of leaping or spinning yet. Said, well, I'm sure you'll make me proud. You always do. So she keeps falling down, but she was hopping and said, hey, you made a new move, the Kari hop. So y'all did, and Flora said, well, I need to speak with Miss Ellie for a moment, but keep on, your parents are going to adore this. And Kari says, my parents are coming to see me dance, do ballet, not some silly hop. So then she goes, what is my mom going to say? If she sees my ballet, it's not what she thought it'll be. She'll be so disappointed in me. I don't think she'll be, but this we go. She says, when I was just attacked, I climbed on my first I was just like, I went on my first hike, climbed mountains in seconds flat. Mom and Dad were so proud of that. From that to baking pies, always won first prize. Have to keep up that room. There's no room. Have to keep up that pace. There's no room for second place. Gotta reach a higher, shine brighter in starlight. Got no choice. I gotta get right. And I love Sofia's advice here. As long as it makes you smile, that's what makes all worthwhile. I got no choice. I gotta get right. She started spinning and finally got the pirouette. Finally, if I never get that. Now the other moves. So she got Sergio to help them. And they got some bluebells and they bounced. He says, no, jeté over bluebells, guys. Jeté like I've never jeté before. She never has jeté before. By the third time she got it and tried to ever do an arabesque, he said, stretch your arm farther, your leg much farther, and dust this table and this chair, and you'll reach the spot. And then he used a bell to help her do a glissade. So she goes back next day and tries to pirouette and falls again. During all this, Zoe, this is the thumbnail, has a statue and said, what is that? It's an elephant. And before it goes, so it is. I can kind of see an elephant, kind of, but not really. So that's Zoe. All that stuff is a big hunk of junk. It's not an elephant. So she's telling them, find a good spot for my sculpture when they come decorate the hall. And it's not Desmond, it's Collie that's helping them. I got confused. So, anyways, James said, hey, any idea where Zoe's lion sculpture should go? How does it look like a lion? James has got some real creative thinking there. And then Vivian says, that's not a lion, that's a castle. I'm more going with Vivian's being the closest to this. And Coley, that's a dragon. See all the scales? No, I don't see the scale. I'm going with Vivian that this is some kind of castle. If I were to take a guess and say, hey, where Zoe's hunk of junk should go, that's what I would say. But if I had to pick any of the designs, I'd say castle, because it looks more like that than it does anything. Because it looks like a big hunk of nothing, that's why. So then they say, well, it's over there, and they knocked it over and said, oh no, we broke the lion. You mean castle, you mean dragon? Well, whatever it is, we gotta put it back together before Zoe sees it. They could put in any direction and it would be fine. So when they're building it together, James says, I think this mop was made on Zoe's lion sculpture. And said, that's not They said, I don't think that was even part of the sculpture. I think that fell out of the janitor's closet. It did. The broom was, but the mop, I saw it earlier. It fell out of the janitor's closet. And said, well, this is the best castle, lion, dragon, castle I've ever seen. Said, but that's not what Zoe made. She's not going to notice it. They said, here she comes, quick, hide the lion dragon. Oh, no, you're not going to talk about Vivian's design. So I said, hey guys, where's my sculpture? What sculpture? I don't see any. Said, that there. What'd you do? How did she know it's different? I said, what'd you do, my elephant? Oh, so that's what it was. And then says, I can't what you did. It looks even better than before, but it's different. Said, it doesn't matter. Make it was a fun part. It's true, it was pretty fun. So back to Carter, she says, there's no point, I can't do it. She knocks into the sculpture and says, see, I'm ruining the art tonight. No, it was a hunk of junk. Plus, she said, we can just put it back together. It's pretty fun. I'm not going to put any sentences in this because I could just say, well, Troy, you could put property destruction. Well, Kari was an accident, and Vivian and Colleen and James, Zoe wasn't even upset about it, so I'm not going to charge anything with that. Zoe was actually like, you've seen this even better than before, so. So, Sofia said, see, that's the part of it. It has to be fun. And said, you love ballet, right? I said, yeah, the last few days have been great. When I wasn't getting all mad at myself, I said, then just stop and do it. My parents will see you having a great time. If it was my daughter, and she didn't do steps perfect, but she's having a good time, I wouldn't care. So she did. She fell down and started hopping. And said, she's doing the Kari hop. So when the ballet performance was over, she said, I'm sorry, so what's wrong? My arabesque was wobbly. I completely flubbed my pirouette. Well, we don't expect you to do anything perfectly, and you did as well as you could. Exactly. So she said everyone wants to do the carry hop and roll, and so I'm down. So Casey, move your arms and your leg and go like this. And Queen said, I'm having trouble with the carry hop. And Sofia said, yeah, but you name man, you move. The Queen Tessa trot. And this is the first time we get anything to even start out with Princess Kari. But don't worry, we see a lot more of her and her dad. And her mom too. But until next time, that's it. I'm Jordan Morris. And that's it for Sofia First WTF Moments, Season 3, Episode 8, Princess Ballet. This is still true to HRL's channel. Don't forget to use the code ASMR if you feel support the channel. Check out my WTF Moments. But until next time, I'm Jordan Morris, and we don't talk about Bruno. No. We don't talk about Bruno. Bye, and I'll see you in the next video.